Trent Bradshaw, Brandon Rogers, Bradshaw Financial Planning, and Mind Your Money. Thank you for joining us for this market update. Today is December the 14th, 2022. Before we jump in, Brandon, I just wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays from Brandon and myself and our staff. We appreciate every one of you. We hope you get to spend plenty of time with your family throughout this holiday season. And obviously, if you need anything from us, we're definitely here for you. All right, let's jump right in. Let's talk about a couple things. Inflation. Let's talk about the actual interest rate increases, and then also the portfolio and where we're at. So when it comes to inflation for the month of November, it came in at 7.1%. That was reported yesterday on the 13th. That was lower than expectations. Expectations were 7.3%. So the market interpreted that as a positive. Finished the day up. But from that standpoint, it is a very slow process. Midsummer is about 9.1%. It's come down to 7.1%. The Fed's target zone is between 2 and 3%. So you can imagine how long of a timeline we're looking at before we get back into that target zone. It could be out into 2024 from that standpoint. But ultimately, the Fed had a target on the federal funds rate at 4.6%. They've adjusted that after the statement today when they increased interest rates another 50 basis points or 0.5%. It has gone now to 5.1%. That means they're looking at increasing rates another 50 basis points to a full percentage point during the year of 2023. Then indications say that they're going to keep those rates pretty high for a period of time until they can get the inflation rate back into that 2 to 3% range, and that could be well into 2024. But what does that do to stocks? It really presents the uncertain atmosphere that we've got right now. Tech stocks, high growth stocks like consumer discretionary and so forth, they really struggle during this time.
Yeah, I mean, the overall market, again, it's no secret, it's struggled all throughout this year because of all these high inflation and high interest rate increases. Again, the 8+ rate hikes we had of 4.5%. So that really has a massive impact on the market. So going into the next year, you're seeing that to be less impactful because the rates aren't going to be another 4.5% next year in 23, right? So I think you'll kind of see these stocks come out of it. Again, we're still not out of the woods yet. We'll have some rate increases going into 23, but again, you kind of focus still in on the large cap quality companies, the dividend payers, utilities, things of that nature. Again, they're not immune from the downturns either, but they tend to act as a buffer, when the overall market as a whole goes down. So technology's still pretty rough too.
I was going to say, and we've used kind of some market neutral approaches to try to hedge the portfolios at this point, but like Brandon was mentioning, a lot of large cap quality dividend payers is where we're at right now. And then ultimately moving forward into 2023, what we're going to be monitoring is, what does inflation do? Does inflation actually come down with the Fed holding rates probably around that 5 to 5.5 range? If it doesn't, the one thing that could happen is the Fed will have to step back in and start increasing that rate cycle again. And that could be very damaging to the market. We don't think that's going to happen. We think it'll finally bottom out first, second quarter of 2023 as far as earnings growth especially, and then we'll get that earnings growth rate to increase going into the back half of 2023, which is a positive. So we're not ultra negative on the market as a whole. And again, mention now that we've got gridlock in Congress, the average rate of return after that midterm election is what year over year?
And you look from November of the elections to the next November of 23, you're looking at a 15-16% increase based on the gridlock that we have currently. So again, we've already seen a pretty good increase, say from the lows of September 30th, because again, you had the election shortly after that. So again, you've seen a pretty good increase after that already. But again, historically, that's what you're looking at. So at least we've got that positive note looking at us as well. But again, we'll always stay nimble. We'll make changes as we see fit, just making sure we're holding the proper asset classes we need to be, and then jump back into other sectors that we're not in when the time's right. So again, we'll constantly monitor that. But again, let us know if you've got any questions. Again, appreciate everything, and have a very, very good Merry Christmas with the family and all. And let us know if you need anything from here on out. So Brandon Rogers and Trent Bradshaw with Mind Your Money and Bradshaw Financial Planning. Take care.